You're going to want to check out this email I got from somebody about their marriage. I think my wife has stopped seeing me as someone she actually likes. We don't have huge fights, but everything I do seems to annoy her. If I ask a question, I'm needy. If I try to help, I'm doing it wrong. If I give her space, I'm emotionally unavailable. I know I haven't always been the most attentive husband, but now it feels like I'm living with someone who has already decided I'm the problem no matter what I do. How do I rebuild connection with a woman who seems exhausted by my existence? If you're new here, my name is Dr. John Dabach, and I answer questions like this all the time. There's information on how to send your question in the description below if you have something you want some help with. Okay, let's talk turkey, my friend. You are going through it. And I could tell you a million stories. I'll probably cite a couple, but I'll be honest, I'll tell you the answer right up front. You're being overly sensitive, most likely. You're taking things too personally, most likely. If she's still there and she hasn't cheated on you and had an affair or asked for divorce papers, chances are she wants connection, but she's tired of waiting for you to initiate it in the way that she wants, or she feels like whatever you're giving her is fake just to placate her and it's not genuine. We need to work on both of those things. I'm going to go back to your email for a second. There was one line in there, right? If I try to help, I'm doing it wrong. So you trying to help is the right thing to do. Let's just put that on the table. You avoiding this, trying to give her space, asking a question, right? That, is seeming needy. Those are not good things, right? Asking questions depends on how you ask and what the question is, but trying to help is the right thing. Almost no relationship is going to explode because you were trying to help, unless it was already over. I've never heard of a relationship ending because someone was too kind and too generous. That's not a thing, right? If that's a thing, then the person who said he was just too nice and too generous, they have their own psychological issues they need to work through. So if you're sitting there saying, I'm trying to help, but I'm not doing it right, then there's a block there we got to work through. And I got to tell you, it's the way you approach that will make all the difference in the world. I had a session earlier, even today, where a woman was complaining that they never go on vacation. And the man suddenly got defensive and said, but we don't have the money. We're really strapped. We're thin, and they were both being right. They hadn't gone on vacation in a long time. They really need to unplug and reconnect. They are financially strapped, but they're talking about the problems and not trying to connect. In their instance, right, what I did is I just played the role of the husband for a second and I said, how much would a vacation cost? Talk to me for a second. And she already found a discounted thing where she had family members where they could stay in a house. And so they came up with a number. And I said, does it make sense that we don't have that right now? And she said, yes, I understand that. Everything slowed down. And the next thing I said is, if this is important to you, we could try to work towards it. I don't know how. Because I wasn't the husband, so I'm just playing a role. I said, maybe we could save up for it. But if that's important to you, I want to give that to you. I'm just struggling with how to figure that out. You take these two opposing sides and you figure out how to get on the same page. That is your job as a husband. It's your job as a wife. How do we get on the same page? Not why are you wrong and why am I right? It's a horrible attitude to have. You need to figure out how to get on the same page. So let's say you're folding towels and you're doing it wrong. And she's like, oh, I'll just do it myself. You take a pause. You say, hey, I'm sorry I'm not folding the towels right. I want to help. Can you show me one more time? I'll try to get it. That tone, that attitude, that it's important for me to be part of the solution changes everything. And you might be hearing this saying, yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, you're blind. If you've tried it with that kind of compassion and care, it would have been different. And if not, something very deeply wrong is going on inside of your wife. That does happen, by the way. Some people are having reactions to abuse in childhood or personality disorders or other things. That does happen from time to time, but it's exceedingly rare. I mean, exceedingly rare. And the proof is I've worked with thousands of couples, and almost every time, if I'm calm and compassionate and just take on the role of the husband or the wife and do the conversation right in front of them, they see how quickly they melt. It's really not that complicated in theory. Be kind, be generous, and be insistent that, no, I do want to help. I do care about you. What am I doing wrong? Right? The hard part is this other thing floating in the air, which is you're being unreasonable. And how come you don't do this for me? And blah, 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 all the stuff where you can't get out of your own way. And it's a little bit of tough love here because you might be thinking to yourself, I try so hard and I'm still not being acknowledged. And that might be true. That might be true. But if someone feels neglected, you have to deal with the emotion first before the logic comes in. Right? If you have logic and emotion fighting against each other, emotion's going to win every time. Emotion's there to keep you safe. Safety trumps everything. Logic is logic. It has nothing to do with emotion. It's a step above the brain. In fact, if you look at the way the brain is designed inside the human head, the most important things about physical safety are lowest in the brain, and they're connected directly to your spinal cord. Emotions sit on top of that. And then all of your thoughts and logic sit on top of that in the cerebral cortex, because you can kind of do without those. They make you feel human. They give you a human experience, but they're not crucial to survival. Emotion sits between that and physical things like making sure your heart beats. And so you have to go through, make sure someone's safety, right? If someone feels like they're not safe, you will not be able to talk reason with them. If they are emotional, you will not be able to talk logic with them. You have to get through those first two things to have a logical, productive, meaningful conversation that's logistical in nature in some way. You have to go in order. You can't skip steps, right? It's not like a staircase where you could just leapfrog certain things. It's more like a big ladder, and if you miss a rung, you're in trouble. So slow it down. Keep trying, but try with compassion. Try with a sense of, hey, I really do want to help you. So whatever it is that you're trying, and she's saying it, you're doing it the wrong way. Slow it down and say, I don't mean to do it the wrong way. I really do want to help, whether it's folding towels or planning a vacation or showing up on time, whatever it is. Say, listen, it's important to me that you get what you want out of this relationship. And I seem to be failing, and I'm here, and I'm human, and I will make mistakes. But if you can direct me into how to do this better, I'm all ears. Now, if this has been going on for years, she might say, I've told you a million times. Hold the calm, compassionate tone. Say, I know that you've told me a million times, and maybe I didn't hear it right, but I'm here and I'm listening and I'm trying again. And if you have no energy and you want to just separate and get divorced, I mean, I'll be heartbroken. But the other option, which I'm offering now, is, can we try one more time? Can you explain it to me just one more time? And hopefully I'll get it this time, and we'll be connected again. That's the attitude. That's the way you move forward. It's helping. It's not, people rarely need space, right? The only time people need space, they'll usually tell you they need space. I've had another couple where the guy said, she locked me in the bathroom. I said, I didn't lock you in the bathroom. And he's like, oh, what did you do? I said, well, I stood outside the bathroom and I wouldn't let you get out. It's the same thing. Whether you use a physical lock or you won't let the door open, you've locked the door. Right. And what did he say in the moment? He said, let me out of here. I feel caged. If someone needs space, they will usually ask for space. Right. They won't talk to you. They'll say, like my daughter. My daughter is 11 years old. She just turned 11 recently. She will push you away. And very often I'll say, do you want me to leave? Do you need space? And she'll say, yeah. I give her space. I have another daughter. She's 8. I'll say, do you need space? And I get silence. And that's when I say, do you need a hug? And I get sometimes yes, sometimes more silence. And then I'll say, do you need me to just sit here until you're ready to talk or hug? And I'll get the smallest little nod, just, through the tears sometimes. And so I just sit there and wait. The answer 90% of the time is trying to help. Where people screw it up is they get scared or turned off by the person's frustration, that they don't think it's genuine, or that they've had to tell you 17 times. Just hang in there. Ask again. Reminder that you really want to help and that you can try to get it right this time, whatever it is that's important to her. If you have a question you want me to answer, just look in the description below for information on how to do that. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.